Lucia, do you know why you're here?
Bad luck, I guess.
Grand Theft Auto 6 will be the biggest, most successful game ever. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. My name's Cryptic, and today we're going to be talking about exactly what Rockstar should not do for Grand Theft Auto 6. First things first, let's talk about the fact that Grand Theft Auto 5 came out 10 years ago, September 17th, 2013. That is a long time, and that is a long time for a game to run a free live service for anyone to play for that long on 3 generations of console, including computer. Now you might say, what do you mean a free live service? Well, yes, you need to buy Grand Theft Auto 5 to play Grand Theft Auto Online, of course. However, once you get GTA Online upon purchasing Grand Theft Auto 5, everything's free. All the DLCs, all the content, all the cars, all the guns, the clothing, all of it. No battle passes. The only microtransaction allows you to buy more money, and that's about it. Love it or hate it, Rockstar Games is probably the best for microtransactions compared to other gaming companies. To name a few: Epic Games, Ubisoft, and so on, because all of those games usually paywall any extra content, skins, and currency. However, Rockstar has made their live service fully playable without any of that for 10 years, keeping everything fresh and fans staying loyal to the game. Now, that doesn't mean the game hasn't had ups and downs and bad content, but it's undeniable they know what they're doing. Which doesn't mean I don't have any worries for GTA 6 and GTA 6 Online. Don't get me wrong, I think GTA 6 is going to be a banger and break world records. It already has, just with its first trailer alone, so I'm not surprised. However, this doesn't mean Rockstar Games are perfect. They have made some pretty awful decisions with said online service a few times, and in this video, I'm going to be going over what I hope they really don't do. Maybe a few things that they should. Alrighty, it's March 10th. It's early in the morning. You got school most likely, and you're pretty eager to hop on some GTA Online. It's update week. And what are we getting? Well, heists, adversary modes, daily objectives, and other free mode activities were added to GTA Online. Now, this was a major update which laid out the groundwork for the rest of the game's life cycle. This is the update that taught Rockstar Games lessons about how to keep their game alive. If you release content for a game that are both very good, knowing the players will rely on that grind so they can get the cool cars, buy the nice property, get the better guns, then you gotta know exactly where the sweet spot is. Because if players are making too much money off of it, then they're gonna get everything very quickly. Now, if you really look at it realistically, it wouldn't take so long to get a decent amount of what you would actually need to make it in GTA Online or GTA 5. However, over the span of 10 years, Rockstar's managed to keep those people. A lot of people have absolutely everything in the game, and they continue to play. They continue to grind. No matter how small the content updates might seem, either way, they're updates, and the hype and excitement around the new GTA 5 update is pretty unmatched. I'd be lying if I said that the game's most recent updates were just as hype as the older ones, but that's not to say they aren't good and that there isn't any hype, because there's plenty of hype. But with all those heists and all that money, eventually you're gonna want to spend it on something. And with PvP becoming a very popular thing in Grand Theft Auto Online, on August 14th, 2018, the Oppressor Mark II was added. Now, I'm probably wondering why I'm not mentioning the Oppressor Mark I, and I think if they left it just at the Mark I and never went beyond it, we'd probably be fine. I don't think it would be so horrible. Not saying it definitely shouldn't still be in the game along with a lot of other vehicles, but it wouldn't be as bad. Furthermore, this was probably the most controversial thing Grand Theft Auto has ever experienced, ever, over any content update, over any new DLC, literally anything, including the most popular and most high quality mods for the game, was the Oppressor Mark II being added. This vehicle sparked so many problems and memes in the community like no other game because it's awful. It's the most overpowered, unrealistic, absolutely ridiculous thing I think I've ever seen in any video game. And even with the supposed nerf for the Oppressor Mark II, it's still very overpowered. I happen to own one, and I can very confidently say it's still just as good. Yes, the rockets might not turn on a dime, but they're amazing still. Like, the thing is literally overpowered, regardless of how you look at it. The only thing to fix the Oppressor Mark II would be taking it out of the game. Regardless of if you refunded players or not, that's probably the only thing you can really do. So, a little after that, their next solution, their tiny band-aid to this huge problem, was not taking it out of the game, not nerfing it further. No, they increased the price. Yep. They went and increased the price of the Oppressor Mark II because I guess Rockstar Games figured that, well, it's not like there's a few million players that already own the Oppressor Mark II, so if we up the price, then maybe we'll be good. Maybe there'll be less Oppressor Mark II related crimes. Maybe that will go down a bit. Yeah, well, let's just say that didn't affect anything at all. And with the amount of people that do duplication glitches for money, there's really no point in increasing that. I myself don't do money glitches, but I know a lot of people that do, and it's very, very common. It's patched like every time that it happens, and unironically, a new glitch is already out there and available to do, which is wild to me, but it happens. So what is it about Grand Theft Auto 6 that I'm so worried about? Well, based on everything that I mentioned, with really only some of it being about the Oppressor Mark II, isn't just going to be the types of wacky vehicles I really hope we don't witness, but what you can actually do. Now, what I'm getting at is a good example of this would be that how popular GTA RP is. If you're unfamiliar with GTA RP and you've either recently just picked up Grand Theft Auto or you've just kind of only ever seen it and never really heard much of it, basically just people on either modded or console roleplay servers acting out satirical characters that they have imagined. It's good fun. I run a console roleplay server for PlayStation. Not to self-insert, but if you're interested, there's a link in the description, as always. But moving on, I'm hoping that there's more activities to do, just like in some of those servers. The ability to work more immersive and realistic jobs, and so on. I don't mind the fact that we're just a scummy criminal only in the city to wreak havoc and steal pretty much as absolutely much as possible as we can. There is a point where I don't just want to hop on the game and rob every single time. So, part of my wish list for Grand Theft Auto 6 is realistic jobs. Another thing that would benefit in many ways, being the game, players, and so on, would be the addition of actual fully fledged proximity chat. And I don't mean like Red Dead Redemption 2's proximity chat or online where you could hear someone if you were like a town away from them. That was just terrible. No, I mean actual proximity chat. You guys, yeah, the proximity chat just isn't good. It's not it. And I think that anyone watching can easily relate to the fact that hopping on GTA, getting into a free mode session, and just hearing a 49-year-old arguing with a 12-year-old exchanging the N-word, it's just not a good experience, being honest. I understand that you can just mute game chat. You shouldn't have to always mute game chat. I feel like just for the immersion factor, knowing Rockstar, they like making their games as semi-immersive as possible while keeping it, you know, a video game. You know, that's great and all, but if I could only hear someone when I get actually like within 10 feet of them, I think that would be a lot better and make player-to-player interactions so much cooler. And even if you're not a fan of like GTA RP, like I said, either way, I think anyone could really agree with that, because loading up into a lobby and just hearing everybody screaming, again, not really the most fun. Moving on, I think we should be able to have private lobbies where they're not just private, like invite only / friend only / crew lobbies in GTA 5 Online. I mean a lobby that someone can post and have the ability to remove anyone they invite to it as they see fit. Alright, I'm gonna put it to you guys like this. If I'm in a lobby and I'm hosting a car meet, for example, and someone comes in and starts shooting at people and blowing stuff up, shouldn't I, as the person hosting that session, have the ability to remove them? This goes for mini games as well. Like, I'm not sure if GTA 6 is gonna have mini games in it. It definitely might, but you really never know. They could just pull a kind of a fast one on us, because you know, when it came to Red Dead 2 Online, we didn't really see much. There was like some there, but it seemed a little lackluster. You know, we had the horse races and whatever, and some kind of quirky, goofy game modes, which were kind of okay, but kind of not at the same time. So we'll just have to see where that goes, and fingers crossed that we get to see mini games make a return. Moving forward, please don't ruin the economy. The in-game economy is super important. If you're gonna make a car expensive, make the right cars expensive, and make owning a car meaningful. If my car gets blown up, whether it's because of myself or another player, it shouldn't be as easy as spending a little bit of pocket change and having it teleport immediately back to me. There should be a little more of a process to it, so that players are more cautious about things, not just consistent 24/7 PvP. Cars are a huge part of Grand Theft Auto, and I think that would just personally be amazing. Moving on to arrests. In GTA 5 story mode, if you only have 1 star and you stand still, a police officer will actually cuff you and arrest you and bring you back to a police station. They'll take your ammo. It's a pretty cool feature, and I think that in GTA Online, in GTA 6 Online, that should 100% be a thing and make a return, however, in online. I think having that kind of stress there, whether or not you should actually consider robbing a store, knowing it could actually mean losing a lot, I think would be tons cooler. Fuel systems. I believe that a fuel system for cars would be huge. Now, of course, in story mode missions, any sequences where you're driving for quite a long time and there's a chance that the car could run out of fuel, they could just make it so it doesn't. We've seen plenty of missions in Grand Theft Auto 5's story mode where your gun has unlimited ammo, and you know, so it's not totally unheard of, and it's not totally unrealistic for them to implement something like that. So branching off of like the whole cars thing, I think that if you had to worry about your car running out of fuel, that would be pretty cool. And of course, you could always just go and pick up a fuel can from the nearest gas station and bring it back and manually fill your car back up. Meaning, if you really wanted, you could keep one in your trunk. It's obviously confirmed that vehicles will have inventories, so not totally far-fetched. Hunger and thirst. Now, of course, like, we're gonna have similar stats to Red Dead 2 Online, where if you go too long without eating anything, your maximum health and stamina go down. But I think it'd be a little cooler if we actually had to eat. Now, I don't mean as regularly as in real life, of course, but needing to eat here, you know, now and then, being able to gain a bit of weight or lose a bit of weight, I think it'd be pretty cool. But who's to say Rockstar isn't already going to add that or hasn't already implemented that in the game? Because, you know, we never know. Rockstar Games likes to pull fast ones, as we're all very much aware of. Last but not least is 5M. Now, whether they're calling this 6M or not, regardless, this needs to be brought to console. Modding is a very large part of what keeps games alive. Grand Theft Auto 5 being one of them, or just Grand Theft Auto generally. Cop RP and anything related to that, you know, like content creators like Polecat and so on, only exist because of mods that allowed stuff like that back on GTA 4 and then continuing on to GTA 5. That would be very much appreciated by pretty much everyone in the community. And the great thing about 5M is it's not just roleplay, it can be just for fun. There's servers where you can literally just do whatever you want with your friends. Some servers are literally just strictly meant for racing. The list goes on. I think you can kind of understand what I'm getting at now. But that's pretty much it. Those are the things that I think need to be and or should not be in Grand Theft Auto 6 Online and Grand Theft Auto 6. Now, if you guys went on to enjoy today's video and you want to see more like it, drop a like because it's totally free and it helps out a ton. It's going to bring this video to more people like you who are interested in topics like this. So give it a thumbs up, subscribe. I will see y'all later. Peace out.